What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Scott here, and it is the best time of the year. March Madness, Michigan State versus Mississippi State actually kicks off the whole thing on Thursday, 12:15 on CBS. So let's just dive into the matchup from the Michigan State perspective. First off, you start out with Mississippi State. For them, Josh Hubbard is really where everything starts. Going through film, he is just a pure shot maker. He can get to a lot of different places on the court. He's just smooth with how he operates in the game. It reminds me a little bit of Marquise Noel from Kansas State last season. Obviously, we know him all too well from that Sweet 16 game, but he's just a pure shot maker, as I said. He does draw a lot of fouls as well. Very crafty with the basketball, getting to the spots that he wants to on the court. Kind of reminds me of like a Kyle Lowry or Chris Paul, in the NBA. He'll put you on his hip and then rise up through contact, get there. He also hits some tough catch and shoot threes, catch and shoot while fading away threes. He's just a really tough scorer. If he gets going, that could be a problem. He does shoot the three ball at 36%. On the season, only shoots 39% from the field, though. Obviously, him being only 5'10", you assume Tyson or AJ is going to be able to hopefully get up into him and disrupt some of that. He only averages less than 2 assists a game. So that's a positive. He's not, distributing really well. The highest assist person on their team is Cameron Matthews, who we will talk about here in a little bit. He averages 2.9 a game. So they don't average a lot of assists per game. And especially when your point guard is a, true scoring point guard, not a passing point guard, then I think Michigan State defensively can hopefully be able to get up into him and, hope that he doesn't, make some of those wild shots that we saw Noel make in the tournament last year. Sean Jones is a smooth player as well. He can get to the lane at ease. Tolu Smith is a big problem for Michigan State. He averages 15 and 8 while shooting 56% from the field. He doesn't shoot threes. He 0% on the year. I don't think he has taken any. No, he hasn't attempted any the whole year. So this is going to be a tough matchup for the bigs. He's, very versatile, sitting at 6'11", but he can handle the ball a little bit. Pretty much their whole team can handle the ball a lot. They run a lot of 5 out pretty much all game. They have, 1 or 2 bigs on their bench. Actually, if I remember correctly, they only have like 1 big that they truly throw down on the block. They run a lot of stagger action at the top of the free throw line there and then get, screens from that and then try to create mismatches on the wing to cut to the basket off of those, stagger posts at the free throw line. An action I saw them run that was really interesting and, is something that Michigan State, if they do run this type of action, is going to have to scheme of how to stop this type of action, getting the ball to Tolu Smith. They won kind of a horns action, kind of like a pick and pop off of the horns action to get it to Tolu Smith, and then he kind of takes it off the drive. So, even though at times Tolu Smith runs as their center, so, you'd think that would be a Carson Cooper, Kohler, Mady Sissoko, Xavier Booker maybe. I think this might be in especially that specific type of action where we maybe see him, you maybe see it once and you have to, switch who you're matching up against. But I think Malik Hall might be best for this matchup. But also, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, Cameron Matthews, he is just an efficient scorer, very athletic offensively and defensively. The Tennessee game, he was just on fire, did not miss a shot the whole game, went for 18 points. Sitting at 6'7", I think this is someone that either we can see Malik on or we might see Jaden try to use some of his length to stay on him and stay with him. Now getting into some more of the team statistics for Mississippi State. They turn the ball over a lot, almost 13 times a game. They don't shoot the ball well from the free throw line, and they don't block a lot of shots. They also do not shoot the 3 ball very well, but they are a tough team. They double a lot, especially if you get that ball into the corner. They will double. They try to hide, especially with some of their small guys like Hubbard. They'll try to, kind of hide behind some action and sneak their guys up behind to try to catch you off guard. If you're not paying attention, they're not afraid to get aggressive and, come after you. They'll also press a little bit. And we even heard Izzo say that, some of his friends from the coaching side in the SEC texted and said, hey, you're going to have to bring your hard hat. They're a really tough team. And, from looking at some of the film, it does look like that holds up as well. Mississippi State is also top 20 in defensive efficiency, and they are also top 10 in three-point defense. So even though at times both of these teams do struggle offensively, Mississippi State only averaging 74.8 points a game, so about 75 points a game, which is right around where Michigan State is at, 73.1. Just like Michigan State, they are solid defensively. However, if you're able to pull some of these bigger wings or wings that'll play in the post, such as Tolu Smith, you're able to pull them out and get some lanes open to the basket. You know, same thing we seem to always say about Michigan State. If we can get to the paint, and especially AJ Hoggard being aggressive, paint creating, and whether then that comes off kick out threes to Jaden, Tyson, they're going to start hitting some shots. They've been struggling recently, both Jaden and Tyson. Jaden especially, but they're career 40% three-point shooters, both of them. I believe, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but they are both very good three-point shooters. They're eventually going to start falling. You just have to keep shooting them and getting to the paint, especially against this team that isn't super big. They're a little bit bigger than Michigan State in a lot of places, and they're bigger kind of overall, but they don't have, you know, a towering figure down there that should stop Michigan State from attacking the basket, especially having gotten up against Zach Edey just last game. Now for Mississippi State, they had lost 4 in a row before going into the SEC tourney, where they had beat LSU and then routed Tennessee, and they actually did beat Tennessee twice this year. I believe they beat Kentucky earlier in the year as well. Let's double check this right here. They lost to Kentucky once. So they played Kentucky close at home, 91-89. Ended up losing. Hubbard actually scored 34 points in that game. But anyway, they compete, as we've seen, as we just said. They're tough defensively. They'll come after you. They have a guy in Josh Hubbard who can light up the scoreboard, and Tolu Smith as well is very dynamic on that wing and in the. They did lose to a very good Auburn team in the semis by 7, but again, they played them tough. That's what keeps coming up when we're talking about Mississippi State here. You know, Bart Torvik has them as number 30. Michigan State they still have at number 23. They have this as a 66-65 Michigan State win. MSU obviously kind of tumbling coming into this game, losing 5 of 7, but they did give Purdue one of their best punches of the year again. But I think this game will mainly be matchup oriented. If the bigger guards in Jaden Akins and Tyson Walker can slow down Hubbard, and Malik Hall can maybe match up with Tolu Smith here on the wing, then I think Michigan State has a decent shot to win this game, but some shots have to start falling. They have to get to the paint. If Hubbard starts hitting some crazy shots, then Michigan State could be in trouble. But if the guards are able to contain him and stop him from making some of those crazy shots, and you're able to slow down some of those athletic, dynamic wings, then, you know, you hope Michigan State can get this win and advance to the next round. But anyway, that'll do it for this preview. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out and go green.